Hello friends! In this video I want to review the new changes in the long-awaited version of our theme 4.14.3.c. Foremost, this release aims to improve overall user experience on mobile devices in order to maximize store performance for this always growing audience. The list of all changes, as always, is available on the Release List tab in our store or in our documentation in the corresponding section. Since this update contains a lot of changes, I would like to go through them all in the context of different pages of the store, namely the main page, category, product and checkout page. Let's start with the home page and walk through the main changes introduced in this release. The first very important and great change concerns the new AB Fly menu block. This block allows you to create a panel with a selected set of different menus and blocks, has its own adaptive menu and high-quality presentation. In other words, we have a kind of menu builder that has flexible functionality, nice look, adaptability and is fully consistent with modern trends in the interface of online stores. Also, since the block was made primarily for mobile devices, it is very convenient to use it on them. You can go back one level, view the page of the parent menu item, or navigate to child menu items. In the administrative panel in the block settings, we can determine whether to display icons in the second level, limit the number of elements in the third level, and display the block title. And here on the separate page, we can directly fill it with various other blocks, menus, and separators. Let's add another menu, for example, and look at the result. Don't forget about positions, and we'll also check the settings so that the menu title is displayed and that the menu items are collapsed when the page is loaded. Very convenient, I would say. For mobile devices, we have added a fixed panel with buttons Home, Menu, Search, Minicart, Favorites, Compare, and Account. Also, the Buy button, which is only present on the product page. We can notice that it appears only when the section with the same button disappears from the user's field of view. And this is what a shopping cart looks like when it has many items in it. In the theme options, in the General tab, in the bottom sticky panel section, we can configure this panel and determine which elements to be displayed there. This innovation allows users to easily get to the main pages of the site in one click, and also generally inherits a modern approach to organizing the visible part of the screen in the mobile devices. Now your mobile version of the store will be as responsive as a mobile application, since all actions can be performed with fingers of one hand. In the new version of the layout, we can also notice a grid with the new adaptive banners that are well displayed on mobile devices. And here is what they look like on computers. You can have the same look in your store by updating your layout. The process is well described in our documentation. But if there are any difficulties, you can order a special service for updating the layout and updating the theme in general on our website. Next, I want to draw your attention to the new types of blocks with products. The first one is the grid with a Show More button. The template allows you to display numerous products without increasing the page load time. Initially, one row of products is displayed, and by clicking on the Show More button, the remaining products are loaded in the next row. Also, if your block contains a lot of products, you can change the behavior to automatic. Then you will need to only click one time on the button Show More, and the remaining products will be loaded when scrolling the page automatically. Another new template is AB Light Scroller. Displaying products list using this type of block allows you to save browser resources and thus improve page speed performance, since it eliminates the loading of bulky scripts that are present in other templates. This is how this block looks like and behaves on this site. And that's how it performs in the mobile version. The next new feature is the new Use Delayed Loading of Section setting, which, as the name suggests, applies lazy loading to blocks in a particular section or grid. There are frequent cases when, for example, on the home page or any other page, there is a need to place a large number of blocks, for example, product blocks, which greatly inflates the size of the page and affects its loading speed. This functionality will now allow you to solve this problem without losing speed. Here is an example with such implementation. As you can see, all sections were loaded only after we scrolled until they appeared on the page. We recommend that you apply this only if you understand this mechanic and only to content that does not require indexing by search engines. Let's now review all the changes for the categories page. The first change concerns the product list grid and list without options, for which now it is possible to switch the image of product when moving the mouse. The settings allows you to scroll through the gallery images when moving the mouse cursor to the left or right in the thumbnail area. This improves the user experience of your store. The following improvements will be useful for selling products with variations. In the new version of the theme, we have changed the display logic and the interface for the selecting and purchasing such products. First improvement is the ability to order variable products directly from the product list. Before, by clicking on the buy button from the list of products, the user was sent to the product cart, which was not really logical behavior. Now the user is given the opportunity to make a choice directly from the list with a convenient interface. This improvement will increase conversions for clothing, food, and other merchandise stores, especially on mobile devices. We can also notice that now the variation selected by user is highlighted in a more explicit way, as well as the availability for choosing one or another variation, while the user now clearly understands which variations are not available for ordering at all. Let me demonstrate to you the same on a mobile device. Also, for the grid product list view, we have added the ability to choose how to display the buy button. Now you can choose not to display at all, display only the card icon in the simplified version, only the card icon in the normal version, only text, and both the card icon and text. This will add some flexibility. You can test and choose the option that maximizes conversions in your product niche. The next change concerns the block with filters. We've added a new look and improved the adaptability. On mobile, also redesigned and increased the size of the window. All this will make using the site on any device even more convenient. We can also notice the display of two buttons, categories and filters at once in the upper fixed panel. This change concerned the setting Enable Fixed button for calling filters. Instead, on the Category tab, the setting Enable Fixed panel with Categories and Filters buttons has now been added. Now, on the Category, Features pages and Search pages, instead of the Fixed Product Filters button, a fixed panel will be displayed at the top of the device with two Categories and Filters buttons on mobile devices. For the quantity selection field in all product lists, blogs, and on the product page, we have changed the display logic, design, and adaptability. Now choosing the number in all these places has become a little easier and more convenient. Let's see how it looks in different places. We can also see improved styling and responsiveness for the product quick view pop-up, which is another change provided in the update. Let's also check these changes in the mobile version of the site. Let's return to the compact products list and notice the new design of the elements of this list. We have added a two-column display for big displays. This view will be applied if the layout width is greater than 1600 pixels. And the last change regarding the category page is the absence of the buy in one click button in all lists and product blocks. We have removed this button from everywhere except the product page, since in the current version of TSCard, it works correctly only on the product page. Now let's look at all the changes for the product page. For the product page, we have added the new big picture flat template. The main purpose of this template is to improve the product page that has many variations or options. Essentially, this template is built for stores that sell clothes. Here we have a big picture, but at the same time the wide enough right section to accommodate all the necessary variations. With such a template, all this looks very concise and is very convenient to use. We can also notice how the choice of variations is conveniently implemented here. We see all variations, even those that are not available. They are crossed out so that the buyer would have a complete understanding of all possible options. When switching variations, we see how certain of them became available or unavailable depending on stock. I want to note that now we have a single output for the product page for mobile devices, regardless of the selected template. And it looks like this. For the product card page templates, standard, big picture, and 3-columned, we made various changes. We added a modern design and logic for displaying product elements. In the new version of the theme, we have improved the display logic for searching for similar products in a category. The Find Similar button now has an icon and also changes its color if at least one checkbox is selected. Also, for convenience, next to the selected checkbox, the Find Similar button is displayed on the side. This was done taking into account the fact that with numerous features, the button under the list of features could not be visible. Now it will be even more convenient to use this functionality. On the product page on mobile devices, we have added several options for displaying the gallery. In the theme settings in the product tab, the appearance of image gallery setting has been added, which allows you to select points or a counter in addition to the default display. The next change is several new display options for the Show Product Brand Information theme setting. Now we can choose not to display it at all, display only the product brand name, or display only the product brand logo. Next, I want to draw your attention to the redesigned variation list pop-up, for which we have improved the design of elements and the adaptability. The last change I would like to overview affects the display logic and adaptability of breadcrumbs on the mobile devices. We have removed the button that opens all the breadcrumb items and instead added a mobile scroll bar, which makes it easier to use the product page on a mobile device. Now let's overview the changes that relate to the checkout page. On the checkout page, we added a display of the product icon for products. For the shipping methods block, we have added a new display template AB shipping methods. Using the old template on mobile was not very convenient. Now let's turn on the new template in the settings and see that now when choosing a specific method, its department selection functionality remains in the user's focus field. We can also display all methods in a drop-down list. Now the choice of delivery method will become more intuitive than in the standard version of the SIS card, especially for mobile users, which will sure have a positive effect on reducing the number of incomplete orders. For the payment methods block, we also added our own display template AB payment methods. It has the same display logic as for the shipping methods. The profit from it using is exactly the same as for the previous improvement: increase in completed payments and a decrease in incomplete purchases. And this is how all checkout changes look on a computer version on this site. Finally, let's check the remaining small changes that do not relate to any particular page but are general. In the new version, we have added several new icons that are used in the design of the theme and are available for personal use. You can find them in the theme settings in the Available Icons tab. The next little change concerns the block with languages, for which we have added a new display type, Show Language Name without flags. In the reviews block, we've added a view all link that leads to a page with all the discussions. In the color scheme settings, we have added the card icon setting, which lets you select one of 8 icons. This icon is used in all buttons and blocks with the card icon. This will allow you to customize the work of the template in any product niche, whether it's clothes, products or appliance. For example, icon number 6 is designed for clothing stores. And finally, I want to highlight 2 settings, the location of which has changed. The Show Sticky Menu theme setting has been moved to General Top Sticky Panel and is now called Enable Sticky Panel. This setting is now applied to different devices. Display all blocks of the section in tabs and use Ajax to load the content of the second and subsequent tabs are replaced by one setting, Display blocks in tabs. That's it guys for this video. Subscribe to our channel and all the social medias to be notified about all the updates and new releases from AlexBranding team.